The Lost Boys, my brother was big into them. And how was the Lost Boys movement? Because I feel like that was the precursor to
What?
Yeah.
I was in junior high school. That's around the time that you really start feeling yourself around junior high, and so you start exploring, with drinking, with smoking, with whatever you getting into. You figuring it out in junior high school, right? Yo, the Lost Boys was a major, major influence, man, and yeah, they like the heart of Queens for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like they really influenced a lot of people.
Very positive. Like, I think they did stuff that people would call like lame. Like the dance they used to do.
Right.
That was unique, and I don't know.
That'll
Like, it
be
was
shuffle.
fun. It
That'll
was
be shuffle.
Yeah.
People do that dance to this day. That's a fact. I always tell Cheeks, I say, yo, Cheeks, you one of the ones.
Yeah, and they always had like a simple type rap, but it was more like Renee is still one of the most underrated. Even though at the time I feel like people appreciate it, I don't think in time people consider it like up there with like Slick Rick Children's Story. Like, Renee
What?
is a classic song.
Wow. The writing on that song, I told Cheek that's a classic for real. For real, for real. Like I if anybody don't look at Renee as a hip hop classic, I think they on drugs. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think their like status? I think in Queens, it's like obviously there's no denying the Lost Boys, but
Right.
why like you think in this story of hip hop, I feel like it isn't as prominent as it should be.
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know because they had a good reign. They sold a lot of albums.
Sold a lot.
They did a lot of tours and whatnot. I think maybe because they were a little more quiet after Talik died.
Okay, can you explain that?
Talik was like the soul of the group, you know, and he was like Cheek's energy.
The heart.
Yeah, he was that energy that Cheeks needed, and I think when Ty died, a part of Cheeks died.
Yeah.
He wasn't the same. It's funny because, people on my side of the bridge on 134 and God Brew, we kind of hated Cheeks after Ty died.
Why?
The story behind Ty getting killed, right? People equate that to Cheeks. People felt like at the time, like, yo, that was supposed to be Cheeks because that was his drama. Talik was an innocent individual. He got caught in the crossfire. Just like I said in Camp Capone interview, another kid named Magus, right? He got killed also. He got caught in the crossfire. He had nothing to do with what was going on, And I think people were bitter around that time. It caused a division between Lost Boys on 134 on God Brewer and Lost Boys across the Van Wyck. Like we really did not like Cheeks at a point in time. Like we mended our relationship a little later on, but my cousin J Ball, he hated Cheeks. Like my family, like we were really against Cheeks at that time.
So there was a division between like the different fan bases in the Lost Boys.
No,
like,
not different fan bases. People get it confused. They think Lost Boys started out as a group. No, Lost Boys was a crew in South Jamaica. You have different crews. Like you had LF Fam. They was on Rockaway and 147 or in the buildings or all up something, right? You had the Boondocks. They was on 142, right? You had the Lost Boys, which we was on Rockaway and 131. We was on by Lincoln Park, by 111th, by 134 on God Brew, Rosedale. Like Lost Boys had the biggest reach, really. So it was different factions of the Lost Boy crew, the street crew, right? And the Lost Boys on 134 was very disappointing when Ty got killed.
I mean, is it possible to ever really hold somebody responsible for something that, not that y'all did, but like blame somebody because the streets are so volatile. Anything can happen.
Again, at the time, dudes wasn't thinking like that. Dudes was upset because Talik got killed and he's one of ours, right? And we felt slighted because it wasn't his beef, So I mean, Is it right to assign blame? Maybe not, but
It felt right.
people do it all the time, right? Like if something happened to you and then something happened behind something happening to you, and then these people come back and retaliate, who does it fall on, really? You know?
How did you guys get back cool? Was it a Tom heals all wounds type thing with Mr. Cheeks that y'all were able to like mend that bridge?
Yeah, he started coming back around. He started like coming to Thai days and whatnot. Like that's a big barbecue around my way that they do every year for Talik. Dudes just like kind of let Tom heal wounds. Actually, with me, like a good friend of mine, Zodiac Fish Grease, he's a videographer. He did a lot of big videos for people like Trina, Ross, a couple of other people he did videography for, and he was doing a video for me, and I actually said a bar in the line that he asked me to take out, right? Because I was like, that's when Cheeks was good in the hood and everybody was friends, right? Because that was what was on my mind at that time. And he's like, Damo, come on, like, I fuck with Cheeks. I'm like, I fuck with Cheeks too, right? But I was mad because, again, Talik got killed. You know, Freaky Tah got killed, for the people that don't know about Talik.
Any last words on the legacy of the Lost Boys?
Lost Boys is going to be forever, man. I'm going to tell you that. That's one thing. Lost Boys is still going strong. Cheeks is touring, like, he's doing what he got to do, and, you know, big ups. That's the South Jamaica legacy, for real.
Yeah, it was more than the music. It was more than that group. It was a lot of people. It was probably movement. Hundreds of people. Like that was
still to this day. You got Lost Boys in Virginia. You got Lost Boys in North Carolina, Florida, wherever, all across the world. There are Lost Boys. St. Louis. Shout out to La. Like you got Lost Boys all over.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I got to explore that because I feel like I do feel like the Lost Boys don't get credit, and for me to do an interview where we keep their name alive, even though their name is alive.
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm doing that by myself.
No, I get what you're saying though. They don't get the credit that they deserve.